and welcome back to Fenton Manor Leisure Centre in Stoke-on-Trent for Five Nations Playoffs 2024. I'm Dawn Mistress.
I'm Haiti Perry.
And we're joined by Sonic, our fabulous producer, and we're here to bring you the MRDA playoffs, and it is Southern Discomfort Roller Derby up against the Kings of Block and Roll. Would you like to run us through the SDRD roster?
I will do indeed. So playing in black today, 004 Windmill Wilkin, 1 Ferris Jeweller, 10 Gemma English, 123 is Fridge, 125 is Rick Rolled, 141 is Bell, 19 is Ron Jibb, 40 is Jamie Dodger, 5 is Asbit, 58 is Chaz, 76 is Grim, 80 is Scar, and 888 Bullet Bomber.
And they're up against Kings of Block and Roll in white, 0 Pablo Fiasco, 00 Skidmark, 02 Ginger Miss Prime, 101 Nuka, 237 Tough, 24 Beast from the Northeast, 26 T-Breaks, 5000 Captain Caveman, the captain, 67 Clan Jam Free, 7 Eliminator, 73 Escate, 87 Kimmy Crusher, and 97 Storm Chaser. And how did we get here? So, Southern Discomfort currently ranked on Flat Track Stats as number 39, 5th in Tier 1. They won against Kent and the Inhuman League, but they lost to Tynan Fear, Borderland Bandits, and New World Order. Kings of Block and Roll, so they are currently ranked on Flat Track Stats 84, so there's a significant difference between the teams. They beat the South Wales Silliers, Super Smash Brothers, and Tynan Fear B, but they lost to the Crash Test Brummies. So it's been, I think, a mixed year for both.
Yeah.
But Southern Discomfort having sort of big wins against the Inhuman League and Kent. And South Wales Silliers, or SUS, are a big, strong team, physical team to win. So I think both teams are going to bring an exciting game to the track.
Nice level of energy on that track today.
Yeah. And we will be going to Derby very shortly. So, and what I'm just doing now is looking at, so what happens if they win this game today? Oh, they win a shiny medal. That's it. This is it. One and done. It's like whoever wins is the winner. There's no next round.
Nope. All to play for in this one game then.
Yes. So there's a lot at stake.
Let's see. Quite a few younger faces on track today for a couple of those teams. Some Team GB juniors that have aged out of juniors and gone straight in to full-on MRDA.
Or, as they are known, terrifyingly good.
Yes.
Terrifyingly good skaters.
A little bit older, but still young enough to bounce and fix themselves.
Their knees work.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And we're underway.
Here we go. So, taking the star for the first time, we have 40, that's Jamie Dodger for Southern Discomfort, and we have got Eliminator starting on the jam line. Let's see what we're going to get. Jamie Dodger, one of those before mentioned previous Team GB junior skaters. And that is Eliminator straight through on that inside line to pick up lead. Meanwhile, Jamie Dodger still battling up against that King's white wall there. Big recycle back there for Jamie Dodger. Meantime, Eliminator on his scoring pass.
And that's excellent one-on-one blocking from Kings of Block and Roll to try and hold back Jamie Dodger, but no good.
No good, he got through. Quick call off there from Eliminator.
But it is 3 points for the Kings.
3 points.
And it's always important to get those first points on the board, that sort of mental
Get
win.
them in.
Yeah.
Get going, settle in, and have some good old derby fun. So we've got Ferris Jeweller for Southern Discomfort and Pablo Fiasco for the Kings of Block and Roll.
Pablo Fiasco is always a wonderful jammer to watch. So agile, footwork, toe stops, it's just sort of those goals when it comes to skills.
That is Ferris Jeweller picking up lead for Southern Discomfort. See what we get with them controlling this jam this time.
A big sprawl.
A big sprawl, yes. Captain Caveman there, tumbling to the infield. Ferris Jeweler just skating round the outside there to pick up a full 4 points. Star pass there, which then makes Kimmy Crusher the active jammer for Kings of Block and Roll. And that's it. Ferris Jeweler says no, just before Kimmy Crusher could get round to score.
And I think we've seen strong defense from the Kings already, but Ferris Jeweler was like, no, you cannot hold me back.
No.
So 8 points for Southern Discomfort, taking them to 8. Kings on 3 in these first couple of jams. Kind of even, Stevens?
Yeah, fairly evenly matched at the minute. We've got Scar jamming for Southern Discomfort, and that is 2-6. That's tea breaks, taking the star for Kings of Block and Roll. Tea breaks really being held back by that Southern Discomfort wall there. Long pack stretching out. And Scar has picked up lead. They are out of the pack, and so is Tea Breaks.
And the pack has sped up, but that's allowed for 2 solid 3 walls, and it works because the hit out to the inside for Southern Discomfort jammer forced the jam to be called. But Southern Discomfort picking up 3 points, taking them to 11.
And Eliminator is back with the star for Kings of Block and Roll. And taking the star for the first time today, we've got 004, that's Wimble Wilkin. Southern Discomfort picking up lead yet again. Wimble Wilkin out of the pack, straight back round, diving through that broken wall.
But it came round so fast, Kings weren't ready.
No, definitely not ready.
And again, although there was a 2 wall waiting, just no, I'm not having that.
Speed was there. Speed is on Windmill's side. Lovely shoulder action there. Meantime, Eliminator really cut track. So we now get a power jam in favour of Southern Discomfort. So let's see what Wimble Wilkin and their offence can do to get these points racked up.
So Southern Discomfort trying to stop the Kings from forming a wall, but didn't work in that case. That was tough, ignoring that offense, and that did have the hit out to the inside again, forcing the jam to be called. But huge jam for Southern Discomfort, taking them up to 27. 16 points, 4 passes. Kings still on 3.
And they're going to start this jam with their jammer in the box. So Jammy Dodger with a power jam start. The lonely jammer there, just skating around on that line, waiting for that good old whistle to start. Jammy Dodger there, changing from the inside to the outside, desperately trying to find a way through that white wall, and knocked off.
That's a big recycle, because it's eating up the seconds, and that's the name of the game, as Eliminator is back on track.
Yes. And in the air slightly, attempting an apex jump there.
We're seeing good static defense. Tripods offense going in from Southern Discomfort.
And a little bit of side surfing there. Sees Jammy Dodger picking up lead. Good 40 seconds of the jam taken to try and get out of that first turn and get a lead.
Which is an effective penalty kill by the Kings, who were starting with their jammer in the box. Eliminator now out.
With a cheeky little star stash there to see if they could confuse that Southern Discomfort wall.
And forces the jam to come to an end. 6 points for Southern Discomfort, taking them to 33. Kings still on 3, and we are 6 minutes into this game.
Ferris Jeweler there, and Pablo Picasso. I put my teeth in. It's been a long day, people. Pablo Fiasco there, ready with the star for Kings of Block and Roll. Pat comes back, ready to start this jam. Ferris Jeweler looked like it was been swallowed up by that white King's Wall. Ferris Jeweler picking up lead. Pablo Fiasco with a big recycle there. Pablo just getting through that Southern Discomfort wall with a bit of help of offense from one of their blockers. Fortunately, Southern Discomfort reformed right in front.
And allowed that amazing apex jump, cleared the inside line.
Ferris Jeweler was like, I'll have that space, thank you very much.
And that big hit, and I think that was his skates from Kings who did that big hit, forcing Ferris Jeweler to the floor, forcing that jam. Another big jam for Southern Discomfort. That was 12 points, taking them to 45. Kings of Block and Roll still on 3.
Southern Discomfort really holding back and preventing any scoring passes for the Kings and Block and Rolls jammer. Let's see what T-Breaks can do up against Scar. Will we get any Kings of Block and Roll points this time?
I think T-Breaks is going to bring everything to try and do that. And there's the offense to free them.
Beautiful hit there from Ron Jibb. However, King's blocker was there to prevent that long recycle, meaning their jammer could hop straight back on track. Scar, meantime, skating around, picking up those full points. T-Breaks not far behind. Are we going to see a quick call off? Yes, we do.
So in those first 7 jams, STRD have had leads 6 times, so Sonic tells us, our fabulous producer, and that's showing in the score. So 50 now playing 3, Southern Discomfort picking up 5 in that last jam. I think what's been really interesting for me as somebody who watches more blockers than jammers is how the pack has looked like it's just people skating individually, but actually has been very effective from both teams in holding up jammers when they've needed to.
It's like holding together but splitting up, just to be able to get round your opposing blockers to then find your blocking friend and get that wall back.
And Windmill Wilkin already done that, lead for SDRD. And that inside line was left clear, but left clear by the Kings. So again, I think it's just Windmill is coming around so quickly, they haven't had time.
Not got time just to reform. Especially with the speed, even if they've seen Windmill appear. I think he's even speeding up even more as he's getting nearer to them.
Oh, but that was a fantastic block from Storm Chaser on Windmill. That was beautiful.
Beautiful piece.
And Captain gave him picking up a direction penalty for that hit.
Having a little check with the ref, just like, are you sure? No, yes. Go to the box, sit down.
I think we were all going, we don't have the angle on this shot, but let's look at the ref, because that might be a direction.
One-on-one blocker with the jammer there.
That's fantastic work from Skidmark.
Holding Ferris Jeweler as long as they could. Sorry, Windmill Wilkin, I should say.
I think that was 6 or 7 seconds, which one-on-one blocking is almost impossible.
Chest to chest as well. There's going to be some big shoulders coming in. And that is Chaz taking 77 off.
His skate now the jammer for Kings has been a star pass.
There we go.
Escape played for Devon Roller Derby this morning, so I think we'll be very pleased that jam has come to an end.
Come to a close.
But huge jam for Southern Discomfort of 23 points. I think that's the highest scoring jam so far this game, and taking them to 73. Kings are on 3, and I think this is where we were talking about the difference in ranking. They're also in different tiers in 5 Nations, and so this is a sort of the match for the top of tier 2 and the bottom of tier 1, and I think we're starting to see the difference.
You can see that definitely coming through, especially with the the way Southern Discomfort are controlling these jams, picking up lead that many times and just being able, just heartbreaking moments as a jammer is if you just get around and you're just about to hit that pack again to score and you watch your opponent's jammer tap their hips.
But I think, the Kings have got some strong defence, and that is on some jams working really effectively. But I think that, in the end, Southern Discomfort's jammers are, just sailing around without opposition. It's whether the Kings have got time and the ability to form a wall ahead of the SDRD jammers.
Yes, I imagine that's going to be possibly a hot topic for half time.
Yes, they'll need to re-strategise on that. So we're just lining up again ahead of that team timeout. And that was the Kings. I think that was the Kings that called the team timeout.
Oh, you do not give Jammy Dodger the inside line straight through.
That was not the best idea.
No, never give Jammy Dodger lane 1. Battling through. Do believe we've had a star pass. That means that Nuka is now the active jammer for Kings of Block and Roll.
And I think this will be a challenge because Nuka is a standout blocker, last line of defence.
Yeah.
So if they're no longer on the track, thankfully not for long in this, and does force the call off, which is the whole point of the star pass, that you can't keep Nuka off the track for long.
No.
4 points for Southern Discomfort in that jam, taking them to 77. The Kings of Block and Roll on 3. 18 minutes left in this half.
So Ferris Jeweler and T-Breaks taking the stars once again for their teams. Southern Discomfort at a slight pack disadvantage there. Fridge is taken to be the front of the pack, as we all have a little bit of a tumble. Meantime, though, Ferris Jeweler is through, 1 blocker left, and he is out.
So T-Breaks has got 1 pit offence in. There was a wall of 2 SDRD, and even with the offence, they were able to still hit T-Breaks out to the inside.
Yeah.
But what an incredible clear from Captain Caveman across the track.
So you can pass. I'll get you through. Ferris Jeweler there, picking up their second full pass.
So T-Breaks has taken the helmet cover off, trying to get on the inside, I think, for the star pass, but I'm not sure that but I believe the King's pivot is in the box.
Oh, then you've not got your passing friend. Ferris Jeweler there. Slight little tussle at the end. No.
Yes. So Ferris Jeweler picking up 3 points on that pass. It was a no pass, no point. In case you're like, there was 4 passes, but only 15 points.
Yes.
Oh, well, 8.
Sometimes it's just easier to be able to not go around, yield, move around, get back on track behind, just to try and get that last point, rather than I'm just going to take that, no pass, no point, get around and see if I get any more.
And 19 points in that jam for Southern Discomfort, taking them to 96 points.
Just over 15 minutes of this first half left. And that is the first lead in a very long time for Kings of Block and Roll.
In 10 jams.
It's taken 10 jams to get that very much needed control of this jam. Let's see what we get from it. Bit of jammer on jammer action there. That is what Kings of Block and Roll have decided to use. That is a big recycle there from, I've forgotten who it is. We've got Eliminator.
But the thing is that eating time up suits SDRD.
Yeah.
I maybe wouldn't have done that because it's eating up the first. They've only had since Jam 1 when they scored 3 points and 1 lead. This is the first time they had lead, and they ate most of it up with
preventing
shenanigans.
the other jammer from score. And actually, both teams picked up 1 point each. I think I would have gone for more points for myself.
Yeah. So 97 now playing 4.
And we have got Jammy Dodger and Pablo Fiasco looking more than ready on that jam line. However, that beautiful wall, the fridge, Chad's denying that little bit of offense coming in there. However, that Southern Discomfort wall has reformed yet again. You may have broken through once, but it is back.
It's Gemma English who's going in to provide the offense to break up the King's Wall, and is being very, very effective at doing that. Is Jammy Dodger's sibling?
Oh, really? Right. Oh, that's nice. Keep it in the family.
Yes, that's the information our producer has given us.
It's a good thing that they come from the same household on the same team. However, Pablo Fiasco is now in the box for a cut track, giving Jammy Dodger that power jam. It's called. We'll be starting this next jam on a power jam start.
8 points for Southern Discomfort, takes them over the 100. 105, Kings still on 4. But as you say, power jam. It's always exciting with a power jam.
Always fun. Let's see what Windmill Wilkin's going to do. I have a funny feeling that Rick Rold's going to go in to do some offense.
I have a feeling that might happen, but...
No, they even fooled us. There we go. Did not need it.
And again, it's Nuka who's going out from the Kings. Is very effective. I normally don't like chase downs. You're just like, all you're doing is leaving yourself away from the pack, but Nuka's very effective.
Very much sort of on a bungee cord.
Yes.
I can go, I'll chase, but I'm straight back with my pack.
And we have a star pass to Nuka.
Meantime, Windmill Wilkin picking up that second full scoring pass.
He loves a big shoulder dip and sweeping past the blockers.
There we go.
Yeah. I see, there you go, does it again.
As soon as you say it, it's like, oh, did you want one? I'll show you what I do. Here it is, there's another one.
But tough, just go, no, I'm not going to make that easy for you. You can't swoop past me.
Nuka with a real tough battle against that Southern Discomfort wall there.
12 points for Southern Discomfort, takes them to 117. We've got 12 minutes left in this game.
Ferris Jeweler takes on Peliminator. There we go, Gemma English. Mentioned her before. Being a pivot there. Beautiful 3-wall. Track awareness from Gemma English there, knowing that Fridge and Chaz have got them. So I'll leave you. But massive hit from Peliminator, sending Gemma English flying. Peliminator putting the star back on. Cheeky little star stash there.
And Ferris Jeweler is looking for that timing, calls it off perfectly. Eats up the clock because that's in their favour at the moment, but doesn't allow the Kings to score any points. 4 for Southern Discomfort.
That is a big differential. If my maths is right, it's 117.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Quick maths.
Be an announcer. Do maths.
No, I just cover things in glitter and colouring all day.
So, Scar on the jam line against Pablo Fiasco.
And Scar, who's going to get through? Scar's out at the front of the minute. However,
you jinxed it.
Yeah, did I? Ah, there we go. Scar picking up lead. Pablo Fiasco with a bit of a recycle there. Taking the star off, and Nuka is now your active jammer, and they are out of the pack. Little bit of a bean dip there from Scar, and a quick call. Southern Discomfort really denying these Kings of Block and Roll jammers any points whatsoever.
Very firmly in control.
Yeah.
And this is why I was saying the packs look like they're a bit disorganised, but actually the opposite is very true. They are super organised. They know exactly, doing zonal blocking. Ooh. It's been a while.
Yep, but it's back and it's working for Southern Discomfort. Jammy Dodger there in tea breaks. Jammy Dodger, there you go. I told you, don't give him lane 1.
Yeah.
Come on, don't give him lane 1.
I mean, the trick when you're in that situation as a blocker is to block over the line, not to the line.
Yep. Captain Caveman desperately trying to sweep in there, but Jammy Dodger, no. Again, favouring that inside line, picking up a very quick 4 points. Coming through, rolling round, pushing through that wall. There we go.
Because it's the speed and the agility of Jammy Dodger means that it doesn't hit into the wall and then stop. Keeps going and twists, and the blockers just can't keep up.
Tucks, rolls, dips. It's like trying to hold back freshly caught salmon. It doesn't want to be caught.
I was waiting to see what you were coming out with then. So Jammy Dodger now stuck, as after I said it, stuck behind a wall up front.
Still driving, still trying to roll, desperately trying to do anything and everything to get round. And
skates
there
round.
We go.
Yeah.
Pirouettes out of that pack.
It is a challenge as a blocker to go from that dug-in position to the other side of the track instantly.
We have another stopper. So Captain Caveman is now the active jammer for Kings and Blocker and Roll.
Now, he has been a jammer in the past. This is not the first time that he's had the helmet cover. But Jammy Dodger sees the danger from Captain Caveman, calls the jam, 16 points, taking him to 141, 4 points for the Kings.
And just a little bit less than 8 minutes left. Windmill Wilkin back on with Peliminator.
Apparently Windmill Wilkin is one of us. He is a part of team announcer.
Oh.
Double threat.
There we go. You just mic him up as he's going around. Tell us what you do. Now that would be good. If we mic'd up certain skaters.
Unfortunately, we are a no swearing stream.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Peliminator has picked up lead jammer. Third time.
And for the Kings and
I admire your commitment, but there we go. You've done the jump, and look who's come in.
Landed it. I mean, that was it.
Beautiful.
I was looking. Both skates down, one hand on the inside, even though they fell, that was legal.
But yeah, if you're going to commit to it, commit to the apex jump, land it, and you think, yes, I've got this. And then as you stand up.
4 points for the Kings, doubles their points, and Peliminator is the only Kings jammer to have got lead. And picks up and doubles their points.
There we go.
All in the day's work.
Come on. Just need a few more of those.
And we are in an official timeout.
Official timeout?
Yep. Just having a look.
So that is Windmill Wilkin. In the penalty box.
So that would have been right at the end of that last jam. So that's why we're in the official timeout. We're making sure everybody's in the right place.
Everyone's where they should be, doing as they should be.
And if you haven't, if you've been watching this and you're wondering what all those numbers and boxes are on the top of the screen, that shows you who's on track and who's in the penalty box and what for. So when the jam starts, we'll be able to see why Windmill Wilkin went into the box. There'll be a code. Outstanding in the box.
Oh, so we've not got long. So as much as Kings of Block and Roll are going to start this jam with a power jam start, they don't have the full penalty time. As Windmill Wilkin is standing, they have less than 10 seconds left.
And it was a cut track. That's what the X
there
denotes.
We go. Pablo Fiasco desperately trying to do this breakthrough. However, he has picked up lead, but that amount of energy took the same amount of time as it was for Windmill Wilkin to finish serving the cut track penalty, and is now back on track. Straight through and into a scoring pass. Oh, big hit into the infield there.
Took number 76, Grimm, off their feet.
They flew.
But Pablo Fiasco taking that spill to the floor.
You gotta love the thumbs up from Chaz as Pablo Fiasco launches as a result of Chaz's block, and thumbs up of you all right, you okay, we good.
But both teams picking up points in that jam. Kings now on 12 and Southern Discomfort picking up 8 points, so they're on 149. Just over 5 minutes left in this half, which has gone by so quick.
In a flash.
Because although the points differential is quite big, I'm just having so much fun watching this game. It's a fun game.
Ferris Jeweler taking on, I want to say, Eliminator. We're just going to stop there for a second. That jam will be called.
So that's just for to make sure everybody is okay, because there was a lot of spills. So in this first half, and some track repair, I believe.
There we go.
Yes.
If anybody ever, thinks they're going to get into stocks and shares, yellow and black tape.
So
good shares to buy in with the sheer amount that gets used through roller derby.
So where I live quite close to a Screwfix, and at one point I was managing a team, and I was known as the tape lady in Screwfix, because I used to go there so often and ask for hazard tape, and they were just intrigued as to what I was doing with it.
What are you needing all of this for?
Was I wrapping up dead bodies? So,
do you want any tarpaulin with that tape, madam?
So we're still in the official timeout, and 5 minutes to go until the half. And like I said, it's been a fun game, and there's just been a real sense of both teams keen, trying hard, working hard, but just there seems to be a bit of this feels like a game full of joy.
Yes, I'm going to say there feels like there's some really good energy on that track.
Yeah.
There's a lot of smiley faces considering some of those hits that are coming out
are brutal.
To keep that smile on your face and want to go back on again. I mean, yeah. Who wouldn't want to play this sport?
And that's the end of the timeout. So we're going to get underway again.
Ferris Jeweler, Pablo Fiasco. Ferris Jeweler taking that outside line. Quick star pass there, but Chaz is like, no, it's right, it was Bell. I am going to take you to the infield, and then I'm going to recycle you.
So I think that's the third star pass to Nuka. They've had 7 successful star passes, but I think that's the third or fourth to Nuka alone. Yeah, fourth.
Nuka is out. Are we going to see the favoured pass and call? There we go.
Tough going in for that last second hit. But I really enjoyed how the SDRD Jammer managed to move their body in 2 halves.
Yep.
Legs stayed where they were. Body swerved.
I just need to avoid the top half of that blocker, but I need to keep my feet here.
So Escate on the jam line for the first time for Kings of Block and Roll.
They've taken a star pass during this game. However, first time starting as a jammer, taking on 8-0 Scar. Immediately swallowed by that blue Southern Discomfort wall.
So Caveman's trying to give offense, but Southern Discomfort are just reforming around.
We will roll around your offense.
But are now actually reformed at the rear, waiting for Escape. Yeah, and again, Caveman with the offense, just not able to break the wall up.
That Southern Discomfort wall just gets back together.
It's amazing mobile walling, I call it.
That combination of Chaz, Gemma English, just that constant, and Fridge, the 3 together, they're together, they're not together, but even when they're not in that 3 wall, they are still actively blocking.
Bisgate is out completing their initial pass, and that forces Scar to call the jam. So that is 4 for Southern Discomfort. So good sort of star pass, limiting the damage, keeping them at 161 points. The Kings still on 12. 2.5 minutes left in this game.
The combination of Pablo Fiasco and Jammy Dodger. Pablo looking itching to go. Jammy Dodger's standing there quite cool, calm and collected for Jammy Dodger. Normally giving us a little bit of a dance on the jam line before he starts.
This is serious business.
Hit that wall. Hit the floor, but straight back up. Back battling. There we go. We have a star pass. Nuka again.
Star pass 5.
There we go. However, they aren't lead jammer. That went to Jammy Dodger. Just as she comes around to the back of the pack, Jammy Dodger calls it.
And this is the extent of the control that Southern Discomfort have in this game, is that even with effective and quick star passing, Southern Discomfort are able, you know, and actually not picking up any points in that last jam. And in a way, you know, especially as and that is a sign of success by the Kings because they're forcing those jams off quickly.
Yes.
But it's absolutely up to Southern Discomfort. Yeah, we'll have a new setup. We'll try again.
Yep.
We'll try.
Restart. Ferris Jeweler there. Oh no, Windmill Wilkin. Getting a little bit of help there from, I think it was Chaz that they managed to get through on that inside line with. Fridge taking Peliminator into the infield and back for a recycle.
Went through that pack like it didn't exist.
Yeah. It's just having a nice skate. Peliminator, Star Stash, beautiful little apex jump there from Windmill Wilkin.
And that was great distraction from the Southern Discomfort blockers who took the Kings' attention away, moved them to the outside of the track, then the inside was open for that apex. That was coordinated.
Yeah.
That's something they've planned and trained. So we will have at least one more jam. There is enough time on the clock. I've learned never to presume. Announcer's curse is real.
Yeah. It's not over until it's over. Ferris Jeweler there right at the front of this incredibly long pack. Nuka there, last line of defense. But Ferris Jeweler is your lead jammer. Pablo Fiasco taking that star off. But Nuka denied there by some offense. The star pass has occurred, and guess who's got it?
Nuka!
It's Nuka. Chasing down Ferris Jeweler there as the pack speed up. Skating away.
That's Beast from the northeast, trying to
Desperately holding back.
Yeah.
And that is Kings of Block and Roll picking up another 4 points.
So Southern Discomfort deciding to run this long, and that's a reasonable risk in this game in the way that they're so in control. All right, let's rack the points up.
Come on.
We've got nothing to lose. It's going to be half time.
Let's see what we can get.
And it's working. Southern Discomfort now approaching on 4th scoring pass. Kings have only had the 1.
So even though Nuka has scored some points,
and there's some in the pocket as well,
Southern Discomfort are like, we're going to make you work for them. We know you've got them.
And they let the jam come to its natural end. So that was 16 points in that jam for Southern Discomfort, 8 for the Kings of Block and Roll, who are now on 20. Southern Discomfort on 185 points. So we have a very short intermission because there's been...
Oh, hang on. We've got an official review.
Damn it, I thought we were going to break.
There we go. See, we've said it, and then it's like, no, hang on. Someone wants to check something.
So we have our colleagues in the middle, so we'll be able to feed back to you what that official review is when we know more. And
Captain Caveman from here Looks very animated, and I must say, when Captain Caveman was benching Devon roller derby earlier on, very clear with what they were calling as their official review. Very systematic.
So the thing to note is that the intermission clock is on. So I think what we will do is go to break now, because we need to give everybody a break before the second half, a bit of chance to calm and recover. We will give you an update on what that official review is at the start of the next half.
And what impact it has.
Absolutely.
For that first jam of the second half.
So I've been Dork Mistress.
I've been Haiti Perry.
And we've got Sonic here producing with us, and we'll see you in about 8 minutes.
See you soon.
And welcome back to Fenton Manor Leisure Centre for Five Nations Roller Derby Playoffs 2025. We have the Tier 1, Tier 2 of MRDA, Five Nations, having a jamboree.
Yes.
So Southern Discomfort Roller Derby are playing Kings of Block and Roll for medals and shiny trophies. And it is 185 to Southern Discomfort, who have been very much in control in this first half. Kings of Block and Roll, 20 points. Anything you've seen?
Just to finish off the official review that we were ending the first half with, Kings of Block and Roll were looking for a forearm penalty. It was discussed.
Yep.
The no penalty still stands, and obviously Kings of Block and Roll lost their official review for that half.
Which had finished.
Yeah, so that's okay.
So we're underway again. So we've got, there you go, there's the second period.
So Scar taking on Pablo Fiasco. Both jammers seem to be a little bit swallowed by this one giant pack at the minute.
Which we've not seen much in this game, so that was fun.
Guess who's out? Star's got a lead. Pablo Fiasco taking a bit of a hit there from Chaz. And then a long recycle. No, we're off to the box. Forearm. So, Scar, the lonely jammer on track.
But it's Nuka, Tough and Beast from the northeast up front to form that wall. And Southern Discomfort go in and just break that wall up. Yeah.
Chaz is like, I'm going to skate through the middle of you.
But when you have that blocker advantage, it can make a real difference. But 4 Kings blockers on the track.
Nuka there, one eye on the jammer, one eye on that offense coming in.
But Nuka blocked over the line, which is what we've discussed before, that we've seen the Kings blockers a couple of times just leave a toe stop of space, and you can't do that. Nuka was having none of that today.
Denied. Forcing Scar to do the call mid-air and land. I think that's the first one we've had of those this game.
8 points for Southern Discomfort, taking them to 193. Kings still on 20.
Cheeky little fist bump there between T-Breaks and Jammy Dodger. Big hit. Taking T-Breaks into that infield by Rick Rolled. Oh, T-Breaks hit that wall.
But Captain Caveman picking up a penalty and forcing the Kings blockers to move back to keep pack established. And it was an illegal procedure for. So I imagine that was either a destruction or a failure to return.
Yes.
But there's also a forearms that's been given, and that's on Jammy Dodger.
Oh.
So
power jam for T-Breaks. T-Breaks is through. Come on, T-Breaks. How many points are you going to get? Coming round.
I felt like a jam ref then going 1, 2.
Let me count them. We've got Skidmark desperately trying to stop this Southern Discomfort wall from reforming. Captain Caveman pushing Jammy Dodger back out. Jammy Dodger thought he was going to sneak that outside line, but no, Captain Caveman says not today. Lovely solid wall there from Kings of Block and Roll.
We've seen that when they are in place and ready, that wall is incredibly strong. But Southern Discomfort have been able to just get round quicker than they expect, or distract that wall. But you can see this is having a devastating impact on Jammy Dodger.
Some of the best blocking we have seen from Kings of Block and Roll this game. Lovely bridging, great track awareness from both teams there to ensure that they can both keep hold of their opposing jammers.
Both teams picking up points, picking up the same points, 3 points each. Southern Discomfort on 196, Kings of Block and Roll on 23, and that jam came to its natural end.
I think we can actually say, for the first time in this game, that was a tough jam for Jammy Dodger there. That Kings of Block and Roll wall really keeping him back.
So they've obviously had a bit of a re-strategize over the half-time break.
There we go. Oh, Eliminator there, trying to take a shirt whip. Whipping himself a little too much, causing him to have a little bit of a tumble.
But Windmill Wilkin is out. Southern Discomfort using a 4-jammer rotation at the moment.
Oh, the shoulder of Nuka denied Ferris Jeweler from landing that apex jump and getting straight through.
I think I felt that up here. That was oof.
That took the wind out of his sails. Yeah, it's been a long day, everyone. You know you want to laugh properly at it. It's really good.
I've only just got the joke.
Oh, no. So it was actually funny, just not yet. There we go. Thank you. Oh.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
But it's been a longer day for Windmill Wilkin. Back to the game, who scored 8 points in that jam, taking them over the 200 to 204. Kings now on 23.
And we see that's Pablo Fiasco going up against Ferris Jeweler. Their legs must be tired by now.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, they do have some beautifully coloured leggings on there.
This is also why I could never jam, because it looks like cardio all day, every day. No, thank you. So we have both teams with a blocker in the box. So we have a low block and a cut track in there at the moment.
Oh, and Ferris Jeweler is off, I think. Therefore, 4-arms penalty, giving Pablo Fiasco a power jam start.
And that's the second jam in a row that's happened, or is it 2 of the last 3 jams?
There we go.
There's been a jammer penalty for Southern Discomfort.
Fiasco is out and getting ready to score. These white blockers are looking like they're hunting to get their jammers some points. And that is the full 4 points for that pass there. Some lovely timed offense. And that white wall is ready to receive Ferris Jeweler. However, we're down, almost out. Captain Caveman straight back in front of Ferris Jeweler.
But interestingly, Kings of Block and Roll did not go for the recycle.
No.
So they had Ferris Jeweler out, and they actually skated forward to get ready for them. Which I thought was interesting.
And they've unfortunately given Ferris Jeweler that inside line. And we've got a call.
4 points for the Kings of Block and Roll, taking them out to 27. Southern Discomfort not scoring in that jam, still on 204, and we've got 22 and a bit minutes left in this game. So a different game this second half.
Definitely. These Kings of Block and Roll blockers seem to have kind of got their head back in. We've got an official timeout. Are we on?
I believe it is an official review. Yes, it's an official review, which is being called, I think, by the Kings of Block and Roll. Yes, I was just looking at the jam timer's hands.
There you go. Where are you pointing?
So while we're in this official review, it's a chance to thank our officials for this game. So we've got on skates, Iron Maven, Holly, Booker DeWitt, Tori B. Reffing, Chief, Jean-Claude Grand Slam, Linda Lumardi, and Tiny Tanium.
And our non-skating official, we've got Hakuna Yotatas, love it. Pretty Miffed, Hakuna Yotata, oh, is it on again? Swearwolf, Elevator, Badger, Melise, getting that right. Fear Leader, Danielle, and Electric Fight Orchestrate.
So we will update you as we hear from our lovely colleagues who are currently messaging them. I can see on the phone.
Tell us what's happening. Come on.
And we can update you, but it's a big thank you to all of our officials for this weekend. Because if you want to know the answer, how many people does it take to organise Five Nations playoffs? It's about 100.
A lot.
Yes.
Lots and lots.
So I've got the little 3 dots now when somebody's typing, and you get very excited.
What are we looking for?
We're all looking at my phone. You can't see us at home.
What have we got?
So while we're still waiting for the update, just a reminder that this is the final game on this track today. However, if you are watching and you still want more, there is a game which is Rebellion Roller Derby versus, I believe that's Hallam Hellcats.
It is indeed.
On the other track, and that game is only in its first period, about halfway through the first period. So there'll be about another half hour of the game. Second half you'll be able to see on that, well, half of the second half. And that looks like a cracker. At the moment, there's only 14 points between the two teams. Rebellion sneaking out in the lead, so that looks super close.
It's going to be a good game, I reckon.
So it is Kings who have asked for the official review for the low block to be upgraded to an egregious and therefore an expulsion because of the lack of control coming in. That has not been upheld by the officials. It was because there was some water on the track.
Right.
So it was not a lack of control that was in the gift of the skater. It was an external force that caused that.
Physics.
Physics, who would have it?
There we go.
I do believe there are jammers in roller derby in the UK and Europe who defy physics on a regular basis.
Definitely. Too many. So, clean up on spillage on aisle 1.
Yes.
Good old Blue Rolls come out and cleared that up.
Well, safety is at the core of everything we do.
Yep.
In a full contact sport on roller skates.
There we go. And those of you that remember your primary school days, Blue Roll does a lot of things.
Yes.
Not only does it clean up your track, it helps with concussions apparently, grazes and minor cuts.
Where would we be without Blue Roll? It's been a long day.
I'm sure if we ask Riggs, you can get Blue Roll from B&M. If anyone tuned in to Riggs's B&M chat earlier on.
But I'm tuned into Peliminator, picking up lead for the Kings of Block and Roll.
There we go. Come on, Peliminator. And a cheeky little apex jump there.
But and absorb that little nudge from Fridge, and that's not easy.
No.
Oh, wow.
Peliminator clearly had some orange segments in the half time because that vitamin C hit has brought out a different jammer this half.
So Peliminator has been the standout jammer for the Kings of Block and Roll, the one who's picked up leads, the times they've had lead the most. But that jam was phenomenal. Fantastic work. 8 points for the Kings of Block and Roll, and denying Southern Discomfort any points because there was a nifty hit out and a big jammer recycle on Scar. And that was, again, just going, I can do this to you.
Yes, I can, and I will.
And it just sets a little niggle in the minds of the other jammers when you can do that. So 39 points for the Kings of Block and Roll, now taking on 204 from Southern Discomfort.
And we've got a team timeout called by Southern Discomfort there.
So as we said, there is still a game going on that will finish after us today, but we have still a whole day of roller derby tomorrow.
More and more and more.
More and more and more.
Yeah.
We have another 8 games for you tomorrow. So we are starting at 9 o'clock on this track, and it is the semi-final for Tier 3, and it is Cambridge versus Nottingham.
Oh, that sounds like, especially after both of their games today, I imagine that is going to be a spicy little game on track tomorrow.
Yeah, both teams with definitive wins. So that will be really interesting. And then on track 2 here at about 11 o'clock in the morning, it will be the other semi-final, which is, I believe, Kent versus Oxford, if I remember the games. And if I got that wrong, apologies to the teams, and I will no doubt get roasted for that. And so that will be the semi-finals. We then move on to the finals after a short break.
A short break.
So the Tier 3 bronze medal match is at 3:30 on this track, and it's at 1:30 on the other track. And we are back in. Jamie Dodger there, take in the star.
T-Breaks favouring a tiny little bit of a run up there for that one, and that worked in her favour. She has hop, skipped and jumped down that inside line, picking up lead jammer. The in-house crowd loving the fact that T-Breaks did that cheeky little move. We are through, back up against that Southern Discomfort wall. Slight jelly legs there.
So this is the second jam in a row that the Kings of Block and Roll have had lead. Third jam in a row.
Third jam in a row. T-Breaks there, pirouetting through that pack, and a quick call. But Jamie Dodger just managed to sneak 4 points in before the call.
I call them sneaky points. Sneaky points, 4 sneaky points. So, you know, it's really interesting. We talked about how Southern Discomfort were in charge. Kings of Block and Roll are messing that up now.
They're like, no, we're going to take this.
We might not be able to catch you at this stage, but we are going to make you work.
You are going to have to work for those points. Windmill Wilkin there picking up lead. And I'm not quite sure why Kings of Block and Roll's pivot. There we go. Pivot had to hop off track because their original pivot from the previous jam was sitting in the penalty box. You can't have 2 pivots on track.
No.
As much as some jammers would like to have 2 pivots on track.
No, unfortunately, that's not allowed. But everything is now as it should be.
That was huge hits coming in there from, was that Ron Jibb hitting? We got that one, yeah.
And the thing is, went in for the big hit, bounced off.
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't always get the result you want. But Nuka up front, pushing the pack forward, and being that bridge right at the front, but has to let Windmill Wilkin through. But Pablo Fiasco picking up a penalty, an illegal contact penalty.
So will Southern Discomfort just ride out this penalty? Or are they going to do a sneaky, get those points, call it and lock him in? Nope, Fiasco is out.
And that was Kimmy Crusher again, leaving that gap on the inside. And so I think that's the thing I'd really like to go and push some of the Kings blockers, that extra 5 centimetres.
Just don't keep that lane, any of that lane free.
So that is 20 points to Southern Discomfort, taking them to 228. Kings of Block and Roll on 43, not picking up anything in that jam. T-Breaks going for a long run up.
A long run up again. It worked last time for her. Let's see how we go this time. And, oh, beautiful hit there from Chaz. Captain Caveman denying Chaz that recycle.
Yeah, so Ferris Jeweler able to push out the Kings blockers because they weren't stopping, they were still moving to make sure that because they were facing the wrong direction, so that they didn't get a direction or a stop block, but then that meant that they couldn't dig in.
Can't stop them. Oh, big hits there on T-Breaks, taking her into the inside field.
That core strength from Ferris Jeweler not to hit the ground on that hit.
Oh, we have a star pass. A skate there, I do believe.
Yes.
Now the jammer for Kings of Block and Roll.
And again, Captain Caveman going in for the hit and blocking over the line, which filled my heart with joy. Sadly, just timed it a little bit too...
Not quite there.
No. So 12 points to Southern Discomfort in that jam, taking them to 240. And we talked about how Kings were coming back with those leads. It's now been Southern Discomfort for the last 2 jams as lead. So are we seeing the momentum swinging back?
It's all about control. If you're not controlling that jam.
And also the Southern Discomfort in the last 2 jams have scored 32 points, which is pretty much what they've scored in the rest of this half. Yeah. So these have been 2 very crucial jams for Southern Discomfort.
We've got Pablo Fiasco being driven back way past the jam line. So we've got further to go in order to get through this pack.
Still no lead after 30 seconds.
I think that's the first time we've seen that in this game. Oh, but there we go. Scott just manages to see that tiny gap. Star pass.
To Eliminator, who has the pivot helmet cover on and the star cover in their hand.
Oh, big hit there. That was Rick rolled, and Rick did roll. Big hit from Eliminator, taking him out of the way.
But Scar also out. But that's the risk when you block face on.
Yeah.
That can happen. I just don't think Rick Roll was expecting
I know,
that.
sort of like, no, I've got this, and then the look of, no, I've not.
Yeah. So 4 points for Southern Discomfort, but Kings of Block and Roll picking up a point. I mean, they've doubled their score from the first half in this first 15 minutes, whereas Southern Discomfort's scoring rate is really slow. So we've seen a big change in the second half, but that is, yeah, it's still, you know. And so that jam, again, important, not letting SDRD run off with it.
So a skate agent there, starting as the jammer. Jammy Dodger, really, I mean, that wall, you can see the look on Jammy Dodger's face. Pushing against, he's managed to break it up to become one last jammer standing.
But that was excellent bridging from the Kings of Block and Roll. They know their 10 feet.
Oh, what have we got? We've got a forearm penalty on Jammy Dodger there. So a skate agent does have a power jam.
Offense going in, but not able to free up Escate. Was that
Escape trapped between Fridge and was that Bullet Bomber trapped between? Just not getting through.
And there's been a star pass, so it's Kimmy Crusher who is now carrying the star. Another skater for Devon this morning and for the Kings of Block and Roll this afternoon. Oh, and Captain Caveman going in with the offense and pulling apart the Southern Discomfort wall. I mean, literally taking them individually off to the inside and the outside.
So I do believe Jamie Dodger is back on track. Needs to put that star back on, otherwise he is not going to score any points.
Unless he's on his initial pass, and then he does not.
No, because he got out and got a lead, didn't he?
Yes, you are right.
And then did a naughty forearms.
Yes.
So we are running this full 2-minute jam, which I'm sure everyone on track was ecstatic to find that out.
Kimmy Crusher still at the back of that impenetrable wall of doom.
2 minutes of being solidly blocked. So I don't even think they got a full lap round.
So that's a 2-minute jam, as you said. 4 points across the whole jam across both teams shows how incredibly difficult and how, you know, even though Southern Discomfort picked up 4 points, Kings of Block and Roll did everything they could to minimise the damage on that last jam. And
that is Windmill Wilkin straight out of the pack there. And Pablo Fiasco is also out.
And so Southern Discomfort facing just Nuka up front. Hits it and quits it.
However, Kings of Block and Roll, 2 blockers picked up penalties there. We have a forearm and a directional.
So that will be a significant pack advantage to Southern Discomfort at the start of this jam. This will be jam 12 minutes left in the game. 252 to Southern Discomfort, 44 to the Kings of Block and Roll.
Oh, are we going for an official review?
No.
Team timeout.
And that's the Kings of Block and Roll who've caused that. And it's a good time because they had some momentum. It was coming back their way, and now it's gone back to...
So let's regroup, get that energy back from those first few minutes, the first opening jams of this half.
Yeah, something was working. Let's go and try and get that back.
Get it back.
Yeah.
And I think what was working was that strong tripod wall holding those jammers back.
And I think this is a stat that tells the story of this this game. And that's that so the Kings of Block and Roll have had 10 successful star passes so far. And Southern Discomfort haven't had to do any.
No.
Yeah. So we are seeing Southern Discomfort, as you'd expect from the first half, still in control of this game. But the Kings of Block and Roll have got a lot to be proud of right now. They've really come into this second half with a fire.
The drive is back. And rather than, they're not ranking up the points themselves, but the amount that Southern Discomfort are scoring, the rate of which is massively reduced compared to the first half.
Well, they scored about 180 points in the first half, and they've only managed to put on about 70 points in this second half, and it's been 20 minutes. So that just shows that level of scoring has really narrowed. All of these are fabulous stats from our producer, Sonic.
And that looks like Eliminator has picked up lead jammer. Fires round that bottom corner there.
So we talked about the team timeout having that strategy, and they come out and get lead for the first time. But unfortunately, Southern Discomfort sneaky 2 points.
Managed to get through. I think what didn't help Kings of Block and Roll was the sheer speed in which Eliminator shot round, just struggling to make sure they stayed on track, which then allowed Southern Discomfort just to collect those extra points just on that inside line at a slower speed.
1 point for Kings of Block and Roll in that last jam.
And Pablo Fiasco there really up against it. Scar is the lead jammer, and Nuka has that star. Yet another successful star pass there for Kings of Block and Roll. Beautifully executed.
So Nuka forcing that call off. It's 2 points for Southern Discomfort. They're now on 256. Kings of Block and Roll on 45. And we now are under 10 minutes left in this game.
Skate Agent and Jammy Dodger there. Getting ready for this jam. I think I'm going to jinx it here and just say I think the penalty box is empty.
Why did you do that?
Because it's just fun. It's the power of the announcer.
So Jammy Dodger picking up lead. And now coming back to the pack for points.
Nice little bit of defense there from Skidmark. Recycling Jammy Dodger back far enough just to allow Kings to reform that wall. Gemma English coming back through. And that is a Skate Agent out and on their scoring pass. Come on, Kings. Get some points. Did we get one?
We can't tell because... there we go. No points for the Kings of Block and Roll, but a beautiful view of the ref chief.
There we go, just skating past there in their natural habitat.
It's 4 points for Southern Discomfort on 260 now.
Oh, Eliminator just gave us a lovely little smile there. I think they'd forgotten that this is being filmed.
I've been to a game where they've played 2 games in one afternoon. I think they really love roller derby.
It's just all about the derby. Oh, who left the door open on lane 1?
Nuka, sadly.
Windmill Wilkin took it. Oh, do you know what? Doff your cap to Eliminator. Not only do they look about 7 foot tall, they get about 11 foot tall because they're firmly on team jump, aren't they?
Part springs.
Part springs, yes.
Part springs, yes. So forcing that call off, but picking up 2 points, Southern Discomfort picking up 3. So again, we've talked about how in the second half, Southern Discomfort not allowed to run away with it like they were in the first half, and this is what we're seeing. Kings of Block and Roll picking up points more regularly and not letting Southern Discomfort with these massive jams. I mean, in the last 7 jams, they've not scored more than 4 points per jam.
There we go. So even though they may be picking up lead and can control the jam time, Kings of Block and Roll are going, yeah, but we're still going to control the amount of points we're going to allow you to have.
Yeah. We're not. You are not fully in control of this game. We have some control.
Yeah.
Just not quite as much as we'd like.
Not as much, but we're not giving it away.
So we're in a team timeout. So reminder, 9 o'clock tomorrow, it is going to be Cambridge versus Nottingham. On track 2 at 9:30, it is going to be the first ever JRDA playoffs bronze medal match. Newcastle Juniors versus Sheffield Steel Juniors.
Nice.
Yes, and we are having the first ever junior gold playoff game. Borderland Beasts versus Demonburg straight afterwards.
I mean, being fortunate enough to enjoy and indeed announce the JRDA World Cup the previous year, nice to see that actually there are enough junior teams and leagues across this nation to be able to get a playoffs.
Yes.
The future of Derby is growing. And I tell you what, it's a bright future with some of those skaters.
So tea breaks on the jam line for Kings of Block and Roll.
And it is Scar for Southern Discomfort. Scar forcing a very long pack. Captain Caveman there with some great track awareness, ensuring that I do believe that is Skidmark. We're being able to hold Scar for as long as possible.
Oh, that's interesting. So T-Breaks was holding out the star and the pivot was hiding whether they'd taken it or not. And then they disappeared and I think did not want the star.
I don't want it. Don't give it to me.
But it has been passed, so it is Pablo Fiasco who is the jammer, active jammer now.
Scar really struggling at the minute at the back of this pack. Oh, big hit there. It was from Grim. Do you know what? That did look grim, that hit.
Yeah.
That was, and then all the way back.
Half a lap recycle.
And just as Pablo Fiasco gets back on track, Grim's there just grinning at him.
A grim grinning ghost.
Yeah, just very proud of what he'd just done.
I was quite proud of that. So 8 points for Southern Discomfort in that last jam. 11 points taking them to 274. Pablo Fiasco not able to get out and complete 4 points, or complete initial pass to pick up any points.
That's the highest jam that Southern Discomfort have had for a while.
Since jam 7 in this half, so
there
that's
we go.
9 jams. I can do maths.
Come on, Kings. And Ferris Jeweler taking that sneaky little gap. Eliminator battling the way through, sticking those shoulders in. they are out. Ferris Jeweler just having a little look behind him there.
But Eliminator now approaching for points, and Southern Discomfort don't want to risk it, but there will be points in the pocket.
I think 2. 3. Oh, have we got one in the box? No? Where were you hiding?
So that is 3 points for the Kings of Block and Roll, 4 points for Southern Discomfort, taking them to 278. Kings now on around 50, and we have less than 5 minutes left in this game. I mean, like I said, this has just been a fun game.
Great to watch. All skaters, even though they're up against it, the smiles, the energy that you can just feel coming off that track. So much so, Pablo Fiasco's gone, do you know what, I'll have a star again. Give me another go.
Might not have had a choice, that might have been the bench going, no.
Take this. We have a star pass. I do believe that is Skate Agent. Are we all right, Talk?
So I was just looking at that apex jump where the King's blocker just stuck the arm out and thought that would cause a penalty. It's like, no. And it tickled me because it's been a long day. 4 points for Southern Discomfort in that jam. Kings of Block and Roll still on that nice round 50 number. It just helps me with the maths.
Yeah. Everyone likes to work with a multiple of 10, don't they? Multiple of 10 or 5.
So we are just in an official timeout because I think that they are making sure that everybody is fit and well. You can see the medics walking across. I think that's just to get in position after they've been looking after somebody.
There we are.
And you don't really want to allow skaters and medics into the same place when the skaters are on wheels.
No. Slight advantage in the danger stakes there if you've got the wheels on. Disadvantage if you've not got the wheels on.
Exactly.
And you're walking past the wheelie shoes.
Yes. So, and we are underway again. There's the swoopy whistle.
And we got Windmill Wilkin up against Eliminator. Eliminator there, just sneaking through, using his own pack as offense. But we are taken back on a big recycle.
Yeah, while Windmill Wilkin has taken that opportunity of distraction to sneak out the front.
We have a star pass. So Tough is jamming. First time taking the star this game. Let's see how tough is.
I can tell you, I've seen them play a number of times. Very tough.
Very tough.
Very tough. But 4 points for Southern Discomfort takes them to 286. King's still on 50, and we have got less than 3 minutes left in this game.
We've got Pablo Fiasco there as Ferris Jeweler makes his way onto track.
And having a look, I think that there is definitely a blocker disadvantage to Southern Discomfort.
Gemma English is sat in the penalty box.
And that's a multiplayer block penalty to one of the blockers going to the bin.
Ferris Jeweler is your lead jammer. However, Pablo Fiasco just struggling to stay upright and inbounds on the track.
So Kings of Block and Roll now with 2 blockers in the penalty box, which is giving Ferris Jeweler absolute license to run rampant all over the track. Yeah. Oh, and that was such an amazing chase out by number 58, Chaz.
Yeah.
It's so rare you see a successful chase out, even in speed, and then to also be able to do an effective hit and recycle. I feel like I've watched a unicorn.
Lovely little kick of the shoes there to jump into that apex.
I wouldn't have described that apex jump as little.
No.
But again, see, the Kings were distracted by the fall just as Ferris Jewler comes round. Don't form up to provide opposition.
No. With that scoring pass, it sees Southern Discomfort breaking the 300 mark. Yay! You celebrate that point. Was that skate agent?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was the Kings of Block and Roll. Very happy with that 1 point. Southern Discomfort, as you say, picking up 20, taking them to 306. Kings now on 51, and we have probably the final jam.
It's looking likely, but it's never certain.
Never certain.
T-brakes there, pushing. Who have we got? Windmill Wilkin into the white wall. Unfortunately, Windmill Wilkin managed to squeeze through.
I think he teleported from the back of the pack to the front, because I didn't see him actually go through, but he was
Just
at
like
the front.
squished and then popped out.
Yes.
T-brakes forcing that Southern Discomfort wall to speed up there. T-brakes taken that star off, looking for that star pass, and yes, they have. And I do believe that is tough, taking the star one more time. Windmill Wilkin there, just happily skating round. Nuka desperately trying to be that last form of defence, but couldn't quite get that hit in. Tough, really battling against this wall. Oh. Get yourself off, otherwise you're going to get a cut.
And Kings of Block and Roll going in for some offence, but it's taken them nearly half a lap of the jammer. They have got Tough out, but they're now not ready for the...
Not ready to receive Windmill Wilkin to come back.
So that quicker snap to offence would have helped them in that situation.
Yeah, we've got to switch from offence to defence that little bit quicker. Each part is effective, but it doesn't work when you haven't got that cohesion between the two. That is 2 scoring passes for Tough.
So that is 8 points for the Kings of Block and Roll, taking them to a final score of 60. It is 21 points in that last jam for Southern Discomfort, taking them to 327. Obviously the winners of this game,
yep.
The team that have controlled it most, and you know, you can see where the rankings had such a big difference between the two teams, but I think it's that speed of defence, speed of offence that they've had, that Kings of Block and Roll were just slower, and I think the jammers that Southern Discomfort had.
Yeah. It's their track awareness. So even though they're skating around at speed, they've always got that one eye at the back of the pack, just checking to see where that Kings of Block and Roll jammer is, and it's that shutting down each time. That's what's got them.
Yeah,
that win today.
So this is the Tier 1-2 MRDA playoff. So it's really just for points and prizes, well, medals. And so they're going to go and do that. So we've had an incredible first day. We've had the
very full, very fun.
We've had the quarterfinals of Tier 3, so we know who's going into the semi-finals. And we've had so the MRDA playoffs. That's now finished. Tier 2-3 playoff, Tier 1-2. They're now complete. And we also done the semi-finals for Tier 2. And Rebellion and Helm Hellcats is still going. It's in the...
Still very tight.
Still very tight. It's in the halftime break, so if you are still watching live, you can switch over and get the second half of that game. 77 points to Rebellion, 58 to Hellcats. Sorry, there's too many words.
There's a lot of words.
So we had an incredible first day. Tomorrow is all the medals and the cups and the promotions and the exciting. So we'd like to see you back here.
Juniors.
And the juniors. So we will be back here from about 3 minutes to 9 tomorrow morning.
Very precise there, Doc.
Well, you know, it pays to be accurate. And we hope to see you there. I've been Dork Mistress.
I've been Haiti Perry.
And we've had our amazing producer, Sonic. See you tomorrow.
See you later.